On this edition of Steven's Final Word, I know a lot of you can care less about the NFL draft. A lot of y'all, that's not really the primary focus. However, with the magnitude of this game and with the amount of outlets, media outlets that will be in this matchup, of course, 45th president of these United States of America, Donald Trump, will be in the building. This is a money game. This is a money game for both Alabama and LSU, but strictly Alabama, seeing how you're not going to have a chance quite like this often, to where a representative from all 32 teams will be inside Bryant-Denny Stadium to watch these guys play. And for a lot of you, the Bama Nation out there, you want to see your guys make it to the next level. You want to see your guys excel in the professional game. That's why you have Built by Bama, because every Sunday, every Monday, every Thursday, or how often the NFL games come on, you are watching these games to circle for the Bama players. To circle, I see Mark Ingram, I see Julio Jones, I see Calvin Ridley, I see Amari Cooper, I see Minkah Fitzpatrick, I see Mark Barron, or whomever the player may be. You circle those games because you enjoy seeing those guys excel at the next level. Well, on Saturday, there's going to be quite the amount of NFL scouts at this game watching to document who will represent the next wave of stars, who will represent the next wave of talent, who are the guys that I gotta draft. As an NFL owner, as an NFL coach, as a National Football League general manager, I'm at this game, Alabama-LSU. I'm looking for who are the guys I gotta draft. And you go back to the 2011 game for just a moment, the defensive battle that was, there was about, if I'm not mistaken, between 48 and 50 people combined from both teams. 48 to 50 people combined from both rosters that ended up being selected to play in the National Football League. Crazy, but that happened. And this time around, you're looking at the same, just about the same caliber of talent. So right now, on this edition of Steven's Final Word, I'm calling out 5 players. 5 players need a big performance. This is a money game for 5 players, money game. So from 5 to 1, starting this off at number 5, Raekwon Davis, big, senior defensive end. This is a money game for him. And if playing against LSU in front of the home crowd, in front of your home fans, in front of the environment that you can control, with a bunch of NFL scouts waiting to see you blossom, if this does not get Davis hungry for the next level, I don't know what will. I mean, this season, the young man just 1.5 tackles for loss, has no sacks. Ever since the 2017 season, his sophomore year, where he just exploded. I mean, he was just a beast, a complete animal. 10 tackles for loss, 8.5 sacks, led the team in both categories, had people thinking, okay, if this is what he does as a sophomore, as an underclassman, imagine what he's going to be as a junior or a senior. Definitely a top 10, top 15 pick, and he's disappeared since that sophomore year. Bama needs 2017 Raekwon Davis to resurface in a huge way this weekend, because this is a money game for him. If he wants to be taken seriously as a high draft pick, because as of right now, people are now looking at Raekwon Davis, maybe a 3rd, 4th, or even a 5th round guy at this point, just due to he has not had the explosion. He's made plays, but he has not had the explosion that guys like Chase Young of the Ohio State Buckeyes, and he's having. I mean, NFL scouts are looking like, I gotta draft Chase Young. I gotta take Chase Young. I gotta have Chase Young because of how much he is affecting the game in every single moment in every single second, at every single snap, and at every single point. So this is a money game for Raekwon Davis. He's got to have it now. So that's number 5. Number 4 for me in terms of the NFL draft, where this matchup is concerned, Trevon Diggs, the senior cornerback. The last 2 weeks, he has really turned it on prior to the bye week. Against Tennessee and Arkansas, we're talking about 2 defensive touchdowns in back-to-back weeks. He leads the team in interceptions with 3. He's got 5 pass breakups. And he's going up against a receiver in Justin Jefferson at 6'3", 192 pounds, that is being looked at as either a mid-first round to early second round guy. And the dude right now leads LSU, 55 catches, 819 yards, 9 touchdowns. He's averaging 15 yards per catch and 102.4 yards receiving per game. If Diggs Island shuts down Justin Jefferson, if Diggs Island does not allow a lot of passes to be thrown his way, a lot of targets to be thrown his way by Joe Burrow, and if he can create a couple of turnovers, if he can create a couple of interceptions, if he can create a couple of really key negative plays and cash in on those, Trevon Diggs becomes a top 20 lock. He becomes a top 20 lock if he can do this. So, number 4, money game, Trevon Diggs. At number 3, money game in terms of the NFL draft, I got to go with left tackle Alex Leatherwood for the Crimson Tide. And Leatherwood's had a good year. He's quietly been productive, not allowing sacks, not allowing a lot of quarterback pressures or quarterback hits, doing a pretty solid job in the run game, despite the fact that early on in the season, he had kind of a tough time setting up those blocks, but has gotten a lot better in that aspect. But in this game, when you talk about defending the likes of Trevon Diggs, the outside linebacker for LSU, who's going to look to get pressure at all different points to Tua Tagovailoa, and also defending against defensive lineman Rashard Lawrence, who is a beast. And on top of that, Leatherwood's got to protect his buddy on the inside at left guard and Evan Neal. Now, Neal has grown quite a bit this season as a freshman, but you got to not only do your job defending the outside at left tackle, but you also got to protect Evan Neal at left guard, kind of doing some double dipping here. Alex Leatherwood has got to have his best game, because right now, people are more so talking about Jedrick Wills at right tackle, giving him more so of the first round appreciation. Alex Leatherwood sits as a fringe first round, early second round guy. He comes out here, neutralizes the ability of Chaseon and Rashard Lawrence to get to Tua. He sets up Tua with a clean pocket to throw the football, have a big day, and also gets Najee Harris on the attack early in the run game off the left side. Then people will start to really look at first round Alex Leatherwood, bucket, you got to have it. The money game, Alex Leatherwood, to me, third guy. Going on down to number 2 here, Terrell Lewis, Terrell Lewis, outside linebacker. He has turned it on in the last few weeks. Earlier this season, people thought, is the injury weighing on him? Is he still having some lapses from the injuries he's had to his elbow and his knee the last 2 years? Is it still an issue with him? People had concerns for T. Lou early on in the season. Now, no longer the case. From the Texas A&M matchup to this present moment, he has been an absolute menace, one of the top guys in the SEC, and he leads the team in sacks with 6, 9 tackles for loss, 12 quarterback hurries, and this is a moment for him to just be in the nostrils of Joe Burrow all night long. If he can have one of those Derrick Thomas type performances where the moment that ball is snapped, he is in the face of Joe Burrow all night long, putting him on the ground, affecting him, disrupting him, messing up the timing, getting sacks, getting tackles for loss, creating negative plays, just being a wrecking crew in that backfield every single time. If Lewis can have one of those moments where he just completely steals the show. I go back to last year. Remember, Quinnen Williams had a game last year where he was just bench pressing offensive linemen into the lap of Joe Burrow. And after that game, NFL scouts left Tiger Stadium going, Quinnen Williams is the safest pick, is the best pick in this draft. We gotta get it. And he ended up going number 3 overall to the New York Jets because of that performance against LSU. I see the same type of ordeal for Terrell Lewis. He goes out there and has a game where he's just bench pressing guys into Joe Burrow. He is throwing guys into the lap of the quarterback. He is just being an absolute terror. T. Lou definitely will have scouts leaving that stadium going, this is a top 10 guy. We got to take him. And then last but not least, folks, the number 1 guy in terms of the draft for this game against LSU, the guy that needs a money game performance, self-explanatory. It's quarterback Tua Tagovailoa of the Crimson Tide, and this is a matchup where he has to go out there and prove I'm the number 1 guy. I'm the number 1 overall pick. I'm the number 1 quarterback in this draft. It's not Joe Burrow. It's not Jalen Hurts. It's me. And for Tua this season, 27 touchdowns to 2 interceptions on the year. He's coming off the tightrope surgery to his right ankle. He's looked good in practice throughout the week, but this is a week where he's got to take over the football game, crisp passing, pinpoint accuracy, targeting guys in stride, getting these guys the ball, letting them make plays as he's been doing prior to getting hurt. But this is a money game for Tua. He's got everybody in the palm of his hands based on how he can go about this performance with ESPN College Game Day, SEC Nation, the fan base, the crowd inside Bryant-Denny. Everything is in the palm of the hands of Tua Tagovailoa. He goes out here. He has a big-time performance. NFL scouts will leave this game going, I gotta have 13. I gotta draft 13. If I don't draft 13, I'm in trouble. If I don't draft 13, I'm in a world of hurt. If I don't draft 13, my franchise may not win a Super Bowl. I gotta have him. So, running back through these again, the money games. The 5 guys that gotta have a big performance. It's a money game for these guys in terms of the draft. Number 5, Raekwon Davis. Number 4, Trevon Diggs. Number 3, Alex Leatherwood. Number 2, Terrell Lewis. Number 1, Tua Tagovailoa. Now, I mentioned that this was the final segment for this week's edition of shows. However, I forgot we always have the recap, so got a little bit ahead of myself there. But as always, what you do as we get to the final break, you download the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. Do that today for your iPhone. If you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store. If you got the Android phone, the podcast options listed for you conveniently at the bottom of the screen. You subscribe to TDAlabamaMag.com to stay in the know, and Touchdown Alabama Magazine on YouTube, the site with over 6,000 subscribers strong. We appreciate you guys, the fans, continuing to supply us with your love and support. Upon our return, we do recap Tide and Tigers. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to In My Own Word. What's up, college football fans? You can catch the hottest show in the streets, that being In My Own Words, the podcast, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Subscribe to Touchdown Alabama Magazine for the best in Tide football.